Okay, so most eSIM plans give you a fixed amount of data on a single network, which is fine until you go to a place where that network has poor coverage. Then you're stuck. eSIM works differently. They automatically switch you to the strongest network wherever you are, kind of like a sat-nav that always keeps you on the fastest route. You also only have to install your eSIM once, and then it covers you in over 200 countries. And they have a pay-as-you-go model where your data never expires. So in this video, we're going to dive into Yesim. We'll look at all of their different features. We'll compare them on price to Airalo. I'll show you how to install one of their eSIMs, and we'll do some remote speed testing. And just a heads up, if you do want to get one, there's a 15% discount with my coupon in the description box. So when you're traveling, the last thing you want is to be somewhere that has poor coverage or none at all. Like if you're going to be navigating or just trying to make a call on WhatsApp, that could be devastating. But because Yesim are partnered with multiple carriers, that shouldn't be an issue for you, because if you have weak signal or 3G or LTE or even none at all, they'll automatically try to switch you to a different network, with 4 or 5G being the priority. So it's the first thing I wanted to test, and I've actually come to a place where my home carrier 3 normally struggles. And this is especially an issue because with my banking app, I can get a free snack or coffee, but because I never have signal here, I can never get the QR code to actually redeem it, so I have to download it on Wi-Fi. But we're going to put Yesim to the ultimate test and see if it works, and I can get myself a free baked good with data roaming. It worked! There you go. I have half a sausage roll. I did try my primary SIM as well, but it just wouldn't load. And then I turned on eSIM and I didn't think it was going to work because it was stuck on LTE, but it actually did. Although the speeds weren't huge, around 50 megabits per second, but that's much better than 3, which I can't even test here. It just won't work. Another thing I like about Yesim is how simple the setup is, and I'll show you how to do it shortly, but you only need to install it once. After that, you're done, and you can choose from over 200 destinations, and they're all covered by the same eSIM. Another thing I like is how flexible their range of plans are, because not everyone travels the same way, so they have a global plan that can be unlimited or fixed data, and it covers over 80 destinations or countries, and it's probably the best choice if you're doing a few trips a year and want a lower cost per gigabyte. Then there's Global Plus, which can also be fixed or unlimited and works in almost 150 countries. This is really aimed at frequent flyers who, I don't know, people who just want the convenience of having one eSIM that works pretty much everywhere. So you don't actually have to think about switching plans or changing networks. You can just cross borders freely. And then there's Pay and Fly, which is really interesting. It works on a pay-as-you-go basis with no subscription and no expiry. So you just pay for the data that you use. Basically, they have something for everyone, whether you're someone who uses hardly any data, someone who travels constantly, or someone who just wants the simplest, least stressful option, like Pay and Fly. And at the end, I'll break down exactly which plan is right for which type of traveler, because I really think the difference between them really does matter. But first, let's do some quick speed tests, because we know this eSIM works in town, where you'd expect it to work, obviously. But what about here in the middle of nowhere? Right now, I'm in a place where I like to go on long walks, and I often find that my home carrier doesn't work at all. Oh, okay. My home carrier failed already. It gets another go. Connecting, come on. In fact, I just tried to do a speed test and it didn't work. So let's run a speed test with Yesim and see how it performs. Oh, this one's connecting as well. Although I do have 5G. Might not be having a very good day here. Oh, okay, we got 27 ping, which is good. Ooh. Oh, that's fast. There was a little delay between when it actually worked. I wonder if that was it shifting to a better network, because I have 5G now, but then when I switched on initially, I had LTE. But this is good. All the upload is about 40 megabits per second. It works, sort of. I mean, basically, we don't have groundbreaking speeds, but we have 5G. And something else worth pointing out here is that the latency, even here, so the ping is still relatively low. And this is very important because a lot of providers route their traffic through servers that are abroad. It can end up causing all sorts of problems. Like you can end up with like foreign language maps, and that can be a very strange experience. But what I've noticed with Yesim right now, the latency is low. They also let you hotspot without restriction, which again might sound like a basic feature, but a lot of eSIMs either cap your hotspot or block it altogether. But with Yesim, it just works, and I think that's pretty awesome. They also offer virtual phone numbers, which can be genuinely useful when you're traveling. So these let you keep your real number private while still being able to receive verification codes from apps like Instagram, Google, Binance, pretty much anything that relies on SMS for access. They also work globally. There's no ID checks, and prices start from about $3.60 a month. And if you do run into any issues with virtual numbers or anything eSIM related, then Yesim has 24/7 support, which I've found to be pretty responsive. I just opened the app, tapped Contact Tech Support, and I was speaking to a human in around 10 minutes. They also have Ycoins, a virtual credit system that you can earn, top up, or combine with other payment methods to pay for plans like fixed data or pay and fly. Now, obviously, this isn't a reason to just choose Yesim, but it's definitely a nice little perk if you end up using them often. A definite reason, however, is to choose them on their prices. Just a quick note, I checked all of these prices right before recording. Obviously they could change, and some of these Yesim plans do include first purchase discounts. Let's start with US, where Yesim comes in at around $14 for a 10 gig plan, which is a great deal for that much data, especially compared to Airalo. And if you want unlimited, their 30-day plan, which doesn't limit hotspotting, is far better than Holafly. Although, and this is important, both providers have fair usage caps, so you'll get unlimited data, but you won't have unlimited speeds. Now, in Japan, Yesim again are great for 10 gigs, while Saily and Airalo are slightly more expensive. And for unlimited, again, they're definitely a lot more affordable than Holafly. In Turkey, the prices are more or less the same across the providers, except for unlimited. I also just had a quick look at Airalo and Saily's unlimited plans for Turkey, and they're also like Holafly, over $70, so far more expensive than Yesim. And before I move on to the Europe plans, this pricing trend is pretty consistent. I found Yesim were usually the best price for fixed data across most destinations, and when you factor in their multi-network connectivity, so always trying to keep you on 4G or 5G, the value you're getting for the price is pretty impressive. And surprise, surprise, it's more of the same for Europe. They're easily the most affordable for 30 days of unlimited data. Just one caveat. They don't cover as many destinations or countries as Airalo, including some of the fringe or non-EU countries like Albania, Andorra, Bosnia, Turkey, I think Ukraine as well, and there are a few others that aren't covered. Also, if you're traveling somewhere other than Europe, Yesim offers regional bundles for areas like Central Asia, North and South America, and the Middle East. So whatever part of the world you're visiting, there's probably a plan designed for it. But out of everything Yesim offers, probably the most unique and compelling product is pay and fly, because hardly any eSIM providers give you a true pay-as-you-go model that works across this many countries without an expiry date. And instead of buying a bundle or a fixed plan, you just add a minimum of $35 to your balance and you're charged per gigabyte as you use data. And in Germany and Spain, it's around $1.80, which is pretty incredible for a flexible model. Turkey is $3.60 and the UK is $4.80. And look, this is not always going to be the cheapest option if you use a lot of data. I wouldn't recommend it for heavy use, but because it never expires, it's genuinely useful for unpredictable travel or for crossing borders without having to mess around with new plans. And if you do want to try Yesim, then please consider using my coupon TMoney15. You'll get 15% off your first purchase, and by using it and the link, you'll be supporting myself and the channel at no extra cost to you. Thank you. And once you've got your eSIM, it's then really easy to install. Just tap the Install eSIM button and make sure before you go any further that you have a stable internet connection, because if it drops, then the install may fail. Now, you can choose from these three options: fast, manual, and QR code, which could be used for sharing an eSIM with someone else, but in this case, we'll just go with the fast option. So tap Install and then Activate, and you'll be redirected to this page. Then select Continue, and now just wait while the eSIM activates. And it's really important you don't close this page or toggle away, just let it activate, and it should take less than 60 seconds. You'll then be given the option to select home or abroad. In this case, we'll choose abroad. You can then choose data only, and now when you land in your destination, your phone should automatically ask if you want to connect to this plan. And if you want to turn it on now, then go to your settings, tap Mobile Service, scroll down until you find your new eSIM. It might be called Travel-Yesim. Tap on that, then toggle turn on this line to on, and then scroll down and do the same for data roaming. Now go back to Mobile Service, find your primary SIM, and you can either turn this off altogether or just toggle data roaming to off. Finally, go back to Mobile Service, then tap Mobile Data, or it might be cellular data, depending on where you are in the world, and just make sure your new eSIM is turned on and your primary off, and that's it. You're good to go. You only need to install a eSIM once and all your future plans attached to that same profile, so you never have to reinstall it. But if you prefer, they also support multiple eSIM profiles, which could be useful if you want backups or separate plans ready for different trips, or perhaps you want to buy eSIMs for someone else so you can share them with them. That way, they could just activate them and they're good to go. So you buy it, send it, and they activate it. In the app, you can also see how much data you've used, how much you have left, and how long your plan is valid for. You'll also get notification warnings as you start to run low on data, so you never get caught out. So if you're traveling to just one country, which I think is most people, then a fixed destination plan is probably going to be the best choice. It's the most affordable option, you get plenty of data, and eSIM is extremely competitive on these plans. So if you're doing a long weekend, a family holiday, or a single country trip, just go fixed. If you're traveling across multiple countries, or you know you'll burn through a lot of data, then eSIM's unlimited and regional plans make a lot more sense. Their Europe plan is one of the most affordable options I've ever come across, and their global plans give you coverage across a huge list of countries without needing to switch eSIMs as you travel. And if your travel is unpredictable or spontaneous, maybe you don't know how much data you're gonna need and you don't want to waste it, or perhaps, I don't know, you just want a backup eSIM installed all year, then Pay and Fly is definitely ideal. You top up once, you're charged per gig, nothing expires, and it's always there when you need it. And because eSIM automatically switches to the strongest network available, this option is really great as a safety net if your main SIM loses coverage. Don't forget to use my coupon TMoney15 to get a great deal. I also have TMoney5 if you'd like to get €5 off. I put all the details in the description box below, and let me know if you have any questions in the comments. I'll be happy to help, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.